Okay, hi guys. So I thought I would do another update for you. I am doing this with Kalina's Canon camera because my phone it did work for a day, but then it just kind of busted. I don't know, it kind of just glitched out and that was it. So anyways, here we are, another update. Just wanted to tell you this in two parts. This part is going to be about the fun time in Bocas del Toro, and then the next update is going to be about all the volunteering that I've done. So anyhow, last weekend we went to Bocas del Toro. Susie, myself, Sarah, and then Oscar, who he was the driver. And he's our awesome volunteer coordinator. So anyways, and then there was this other guy, Howard or Harold or something, that also joined us. So it was kind of cool, and we just drove over, and the drive itself was absolutely amazing. We ended up driving through the mountains, and it was like just jungles everywhere. And we were like way up high and everything, and we got to stop at the hydroelectric dam as well, so that was really cool. And yeah, it was just an awesome drive to begin with. We got down to the mainland. There's a little mini town, very dirty, scrungy, all that stuff. So anyways, from there we got to take a water taxi. Now the water taxis are about $4 for one way, and they kind of just like pile a bunch of people into a boat, and the boat for some reason is really low in the water, so literally you can like sort of jump over and touch the water, and there you go. So anyway, so it was kind of cool. We got to go, and it was also a pretty fast boat, and it's interesting because there's all these other boats that are also going to Bocas del Toro at the same time. So everybody, like, you kind of like come out of the residential area of water, where, by the way, like lots of houses are right on the water. I mean, they're kind of like built on little wood planks coming into the water, so that was kind of cool. But anyways, yeah, and then once we got out of the residential area, it was like all these taxi boats were just racing. They were just like racing, just gone. So that was really interesting, and we finally got to Bocas. It was raining. It was actually kind of pouring rain, so whatever, we got in there, and the town itself, you can see that really all there is to do in the town is sleep, eat, and party it up. So of course the whole island was pretty much like full of tourists about my age, and sorry, they were all just there to like have a good time and stuff like that. But anyways, we checked into our hostel. Our hostel was pretty awesome. It actually turned out that there was a Hungarian girl, Agnes, and her boyfriend Stefan, who were in our room as well. So that was really cool to run into a Hungarian and, you know, try and be able to sort of speak, even though I suck at it. But anyways, so pretty much we just had a quiet afternoon that day. We sort of explored around. We stopped at a Panamanian restaurant. We had a quick bite to eat. We came back, we chilled out, and then in the evening we actually ended up going out. So we went out to actually three different nightclubs. One of them was an actual, like, you know, nightclub and totally geared toward the North American. So it was like the typical North American nightclub, and we didn't really like it. It was just too loud, too many young drunk people, so whatever, we left. And we left, and we went over to, on the opposite end of the town, to another nightclub. Now this one was more of like a loungy feel, and they were playing all this reggae and all this stuff, and it was actually really cool because it's like it has a roof, but it's got like no front or back wall. So anyway, and it's right on the water, and the back you can actually go, and there's like a square dock with like nothing in the middle, so you can like just sit there and dangle your feet in the ocean water. There's like fish and starfish just kind of swimming around. It was so cool. So anyways, it was really, really fun. And then I met this Costa Rican guy, and what's it called, Susie wanted to go salsa dancing, so we ended up, all of us ended up going over to right next door to a very similar kind of nightclub, but it was all salsa dancing, and they also had like a little dock with, you know, water, like right on water, and it was just so cool. So anyways, we ended up salsa dancing right up until I think 1 a.m. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun, and it was really interesting because like you go to a nightclub in Canada, the guys just try and get all up in your personal space, and you go over here and you try just you know, salsa dancing or whatever, and the guys are totally respectful. It's like night and day. It's so awesome. So anyways, it was really, really fun, and at the end of the night, me and Susie, we just said our goodbyes. Sarah kind of took off a bit early. She was just tired from the whole trip. So anyways, me and Susie, we called it a night. The guys were very curious about it. They're like, oh, you know, hasta luego, see you later, whatever. So that was pretty cool. And then we went back to the hostel, woke up early the next day, and Susie and Sarah went on a catamaran tour, and me and Agnes, Stefan, and another girl that was in our room, Danielle, all of us went over to Red Frog Beach. So Red Frog Beach is actually another island in the province of Bocas. But anyways, it was like a $3 boat ride and, you know, taxi boat. Went over. It was really cool to see the mangroves, like just these plants in the middle of nowhere, just like, if you've ever seen the movie The Life of Pi, when the boy comes across that island of like trees and all this stuff, that's kind of what it reminded me of. It was just like random island of plants just growing out of the water. It just blew my mind. So anyways, it was really cool. We got to the Red Frog Beach, we walked up the dock, we caught a public truck. It was actually like the caretakers of the island and the property. They had this truck with like seats in the bed of the truck. So we kind of just like piled up, took a ride over, and the beach was absolutely amazing. Oh my god, I can't wait to upload photos, or be able to upload photos. I can't right now. So anyways, just like super teal water, the softest beige sand you've ever felt. And it was just it was a little bit overcast, but it was still like gorgeous, gorgeous weather. Even though it's like pouring rain. It's been pouring rain for like the last 3 hours, and I'm still like in a t-shirt because it's warm. So anyways, yeah, it was very cool. We just like walked up and down the beach, and there are these little red frogs. They're about that big, and it's called Red Frog Beach because they're the local frogs here, and they're actually poisonous. So we're looking for these frogs. We're just like going all the way up and down the beach, more towards the vegetation. We ended up going up this trail and then off the trail, which by the way is ridiculously challenging to try and hike into a damn jungle. So anyways, we went off the trail, we like sort of looked around, nothing, no frogs. So finally we like stopped and we asked one of the people that appeared to be more local to the area. And we were like, you know, where are these red frogs? Like, what are we missing? And they're like, oh, yeah, you go around the bend here and there's this fenced in tree and there's frogs there. We're like, what? So anyways, we go over there, sure enough, there's one tree. surrounded by chicken pens, so it's these frogs can clearly get out of there. And there's one frog. There's one single frog. So we're like, oh my god, what a complete silly thing. So anyways, we called him Steve, and we walked back to the docks. We caught the water taxi back. We relaxed at home for like a little bit, just like had some lunch, at the hostel, and then we headed over to Starfish Beach. So this was another bus ride to the other side of the main island, and it's interesting because, you know, you're kind of driving through the jungle, all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you're driving on a beach, and the bus just kind of drops you off, and you kind of have to walk all the way around the edge. But by the time you get there, maybe like a 15-minute walk, like right on the beach, you get to Starfish Beach. And Starfish Beach, again, super nice, soft sand, palm trees right up to the water, so tons of shade. There's all these little cute tiki huts that have like little meals or little drinks or whatever for you, and that was really nice. And then the water just so completely clear and blue, and with these giant orange starfish everywhere. It was like it was really nice. So anyways, we ended up hanging out there for a bit, and then we went back, caught the bus, went back home. It was a very quiet night. We all just kind of chilled there and, you know, just socialized. And of course there was the crowd of people at the hostel that were all getting geared up to go on and drink, which by the way, a small bottle of vodka, Smirnoff vodka like this, is about $4 here. Just like blows my mind. So anyways, coincidentally there was a guy who I met at the hostel, and he was Serbian. He was born and raised in Montenegro. It was like the one type of person that I didn't think I would run into was a Serbian on this island. Anyways, that was kind of interesting. But anyhow, so yeah, it was just a quiet night, and then the next morning we woke up and it was actually Oscar and Katie and their little guy and some friends of theirs, and Susie and Sarah and myself. We all decided to go back to well, I already went, but nobody else has gone to Starfish Beach. So that was really nice because that day we got like tons of sun. So, you know, we just got to chill out there, try coconut water, and yeah, just like chill out at the beach, go for a swim. Oh my god, it was so nice, so relaxing. So anyways, it was really nice. And then yeah, and then we just piled into, well, we caught the bus back. We piled into Oscar's van, or sorry, oh my gosh, I'm just getting so confused. We walked over to the water taxi, took the water taxi back to the mainland, then piled into Oscar's van and drove all the way back. So it was a pretty long drive just because, you know, it was kind of raining and thunderstorming the majority of the way back. It just seemed to take longer, all this stuff. So whatever, we got home at like 7 or 8 p.m. and just pretty much called it a night, did some laundry, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, the one other thing that I did was yesterday I went to the health center to volunteer, and it turned out like everybody who I could possibly help or observe or volunteer with was not in. Everyone was, you know, either somewhere else or had their day off or had a night shift. So I'm like, okay, well, it's useless for me to just sit around. I'll just leave. So I left, and I ended up doing a hike. Now I just wanted to go up, not on this side of the mountains, but the other side of the apartment, sorry. So I wanted to just go and like go up the mountain, take some pictures of Bocas, and pretty much come down. But I'm like, you know what, I'll just keep walking until I get tired. And I had a map with me, and there's only one road. It's one road, and it's like a circle road, and then it comes back down into Bocas. So I'm like, you know what, it doesn't look so bad. So anyways, I hiked up, and of course, like right off the bat, like straight up the hill, right? Now, just a note, when I say hiked up, I mean on a paved road. You literally cannot go off the paved road because the jungle, just the vegetation is so thick, you can't, right? Unless you have like, oh my god, snake-proof, bug-proof coveralls up to here that are just like one piece like fishermen. Otherwise, you're just not going off the road. Anyways, I walked along the road, did get some good pictures, and I wasn't feeling particularly tired, so I'm like, you know what, I'll just keep going, you know. So I kept going and going and going, and it turns out, here's the funny thing, the map I have, it's from a real estate agency here in town. Now, the town is about, you know, that big on a map, right? And I can walk the distance, the diameter of the town within like maybe 15-20 minutes. This road was also maybe just like ever so slightly wider and like around the circle, like just north of the town. Well, let me tell you, that map was not to scale. I ended up hiking all the way around the entire mountain range, around the back of it, way freaking, I don't know, way over there, and came out and finally started coming back down. The hike was surprisingly long. There were definitely a few parts where I'm pretty sure a car would have issues going up the road in first gear. And definitely I thought I would die a couple of times. And I did get to stop at a coffee shop, which was really nice. It was overlooking the other valley where it's called Lower Bocas is located, which is like, currently we're in higher Bocas and there's the Lower Bocas. So anyways, it was kind of overlooking Lower Bocas, and I was like right up in the clouds. It was really nice. And actually it turns out that a bunch of rich people live there too, so there's like a bunch of houses that are like done up to the nines, and everything, because it rains so much in the mountains, everything is like so lush green. Like when you think of a green color, that mountain was the definition of green. It was just like, it was gorgeous, and flowers everywhere. I mean, it was still warm, and I definitely got a little soaked, which is probably why my phone doesn't work anymore. But anyways, yeah, it was just amazing. It was a really good hike, and then by the time I was coming back down, I must have been like maybe a kilometer away from Bocas, and it just started pouring, and my umbrella was not ready for that. So I pretty much just hailed a cab, came back into town, bought a few veggies, some fruits, and then ran back home, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and hike a little more. I think on Sunday we're supposed to go somewhere, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll make a quick little video of the hike and upload that as well. So anyways, I will do the update of the volunteering experiences shortly. Okay, bye. Oh, want to see the rain in the mountains?